Okay, good evening everybody. So here I am. My apologies about the late arrival to the drivers of Dutch Pace Racing of Division 2, but I am now here. We are underway with the short quality plus 50% race here at the Baku Street Circuit in Azerbaijan. One of my favourite circuits, in all honesty, because of the just the way the circuit runs, really. I mean, it's such an interesting layout, and holy wow, I've gone from 1 to 5 viewers in 30 seconds, so thank you to everyone tuning in. Always enjoy commentating on the Delta Pace Racings, and then once again thank you to Andre and Chris Amu, who is unable to join me today, but I'm hoping I can do a good job in his replacement. So let's see how this 18-minute qualifying session goes. We've got, how long have we got left? We have got approximately 13 minutes left, I think. So let's see. Now the drivers I'm going to be watching out for are last week's front drivers in Swoosh Strider, Nigel's C7, and of course we're going to be watching out for Andre, who our head league admin, and just about to actually finish his fast lap. Let's see what sort of time Andre can put in it. It's not going to be a pole sitting time, but a 1:41.414, good enough for ninth place right now. So let's see what tyres there were. Now Andre has set that lap on the softs, and a lot of drivers here go for mediums. Now Baku being such a hard wearing circuit on the tyres, what sort of strategy would I be running in terms of a 50% race here at Baku? Now I think with any 50% race around a league, I would be hoping to be able to do a soft to medium strategy, but Baku is very heavy on the tyres, so we'll see how this progresses for the drivers to go for. Because we've got a couple of comments on the we'll see how this progresses for the drivers. Yeah, we've got a couple of comments on the Discord, so I'm streaming off of my channel. I can see I got a couple of comments from Wolves F1. So Andre, if you can hear me, Wolves is hoping to reserve, and yeah, Chris, enjoy your barbecue. Save me some ribs. No, just kidding, but glad I can fill in for you, mate. So let's see. Andre still going flat out. He's on another fast lap, and coming into sector 3, already nearly 9/10 of a second down. This is going to put Andre very close to the front if he continues his progression. Only 1.1 seconds behind first, and already 9/10 of a second up. A good exit out of the penultimate turn. Let's see what can Andre produce here on the soft tyres, coming through down the last straight, having used all of his ERS, and a 140.632, good enough for third place there from Andre. I'm sure he's going to be able to his teammate jiggle fingers in 5th position. Potentially some very good points here for the McLaren team, so let's see how it goes. We've got approximately 10 minutes left of racing. My apologies, all I'm seeing when I'm looking up at the amount of time remaining is yellow flags in various sectors. Obviously drivers are allowing themselves other drivers who are on a hot lap through. So in normal circumstances that would obviously be considered a yellow flag, but in qualifying that is obviously what you would deem to be appropriate. So yep, and wow, I was just talking about Nigel C7, who was, if not, I can't remember if Nigel came first or second last week, but obviously has come now through, having just finished his fast lap and gone 0.035 a second faster than Ryan Cow. However, Ryan Cow's on the mediums, and if I remember correctly, the delta around this track on the mediums is about 1.1 seconds. So I mean, the likes of Ryan, Jiggle, and Jordan Norris, as well as even Bennett and Vrom, who are all very close together, 8th, 9th and 10th. If Kieran, Unicorn Power, who no has some speed on him, and Swoosh Strider, who's just started his fast lap, so we're going to sit on board with Swoosh. And Swoosh being, I remember Swoosh was top 2 last week as well. So Swoosh Strider, let's see what Swoosh is able to produce again on the mediums. So a lot of drivers choosing to do their fast lap, do their laps on the mediums here on quality, and I honestly don't blame them. I mean, Baku is a very fast pit. I think it's about a 20-second loss. 18 to 21 seconds is my projection on Baku. But oh, as we see Swoosh losing, hitting the line through turn 4 there. However, he's still got purple in sector 1. So Swoosh currently provisional pole in the first sector. Oh, that was a very good line there coming into the castle. I actually thought he invalidated, but his lap is still valid. Obviously, we would see on the screen if his lap had invalidated, it would be a red circuit. So let's see what is Swoosh going to be able to provide here. Coming through to the end of sector 2, round the fast sweeping straights. Good line there by the Alpine driver, and we're looking at 1:15.838. Purple sector 2. So 1 and 2 sectors, both purple. I think it's fair to say if Swoosh does not make any mistakes, which he doesn't coming through the fast left to right hander, this could be a provisional pole for Swoosh. On the medium tyres, we obviously did just see Lewis in the other Alpine setting provisional pole, but on the softs, and as we come through, wow, a 1 minute 40.222, 13th thousandths of a, oh sorry, I'm looking at Lewis there. So Swoosh 140.567. So what I'm presuming there with the purple sectors was that Swoosh was fastest throughout the sectors until like Lewis actually set the lap, and then obviously Lewis's times came into play, and now Lewis is first and Swoosh is 5th. Now, forgive me guys, because I will apologise unreservedly. I've lost my glasses. But Lewis either being in the Alpine or the Lewis also in the Alpine. Yes, so we've got a an Alpine 1.5, but 2 very fast drivers. Lewis suffering some unfortunate circumstances at Spain last week and dropping down. I can't remember if it was wing damage or if it was an unexpected pit stop, but Lewis doing so well and then having to drop back. So just checking on the comments, guys. Thank you so much for everyone streaming in, because we've got 13 live people now. I mean, that's for me is beyond incredible, so thank you so much, guys. Just a message for Wolves F1 who's commenting on my Discord. I can't invite you, I'm afraid, Wolves, because you're not in my PSN, and I am not an admin of this league, so I cannot invite you to the race. You would need to contact either Andre or one of the other admins about this. So please feel free to do so. We've still got 4 minutes quality left, so you can still join in as a back marker. Unfortunately, Ice 1 in 19th position was DSQ'd. He did give me the reason why, and that is unfortunate for Ice 1. I'm sure we'll see Ice 1 progressive through the field. I think for me the biggest surprise here is Chappie Cho, who I've raced against several times, but only managing a 141.7 on the soft tyres. So I think I want to sit on board with Chappie, who is, and as I say that, bam, 140.627 for Chappie Cho, moving him up into 8th place. Unicorn Wi-Fi power in the Ferrari. Is he going to be pitting? Yes, he's sending himself into the pits. I think drivers still have enough time to get that additional lap. One thing I have to ask, though, as a driver who's set a top 10 lap on the softs, on the medium, sorry, are you going on to the soft for a fast lap? I mean, yes, okay. Unicorn power would in 8th may well burst into first. He's only 4 attempts behind first, and I think, like I said, I think the Delta variant is about a second between the softs and the hards, softs and mediums. So we'll see what he decides to do. However, Chappie Joe is still out on his second fast lap. Let's sit on board with Chappie. Chappie, a very good racer. I've had some amazing battles with him in my time, as I have with quite a few drivers in this league. I mean, Chappie, Pergy, wow, what a lap by JFC going in the is at the Alpha Tower. I believe at JFC in the Alpha Tower. We go 139.974. Fantastic lap there by JFC. I always known him to be quick. And a Swiss Strider on the mediums. Wow, a 139.953. 21 thousandths a second ahead of JFC. But crucially, on the mediums, what a fantastic lap there by Swiss Strider. With just 2 minutes to go, and we see Chapicho heading into the pits. So, who else is there? Who is on a fast lap as follows? Let's start on board with Andre. Andre currently 2 tenths up on his fastest lap. Now, if he can stick with that, that will move Andre from 10th to 8th. However, has he got more pace in these soft tyres through the last sector? Let's see, his fastest lap was set on 2 lap old softs. So, my apologies, guys. What can Andre produce here? Come on, Andre. What are you going to do in that McLaren? McLaren being my favourite team. So, let's see. Can Andre produce a good performance for them? 7th. Bam, that's how you saw it, and what a fantastic drive there by Andre to get 6th place. Thank you very much, Reese Ross, on the update about Jordan Norris, who got some wing damage. I believe that might have been yourself. Obviously, I know I commented about your times, but you will be starting on mediums, as will all the drivers, I'm sure, out of the top 10, sorry. So let's see how it goes. Swiss Strider currently in first. We've got JSE Brito in second in the AlphaTauri. Nigel C7 in the Haas, my second favourite team. As Lewis in the Alpine fourth. Facebook Bot, who hopefully can do a little bit better this week with regards to penalties. I remember FaZe picking up, I believe it was 24 to 27 seconds last week. So let's see. Okay, so Reese is predicting. Oh well, Reese, I'm not repeating that name because that's commentator's curse. I am not predicting that live on air, but best of luck with that prediction, and we'll see if it happen. If it does happen. But so as I say, so we've got Facebook Bot in 5th. Hopefully, again doing a bit better with time penalties this week. A street circuit like Baku will see a lot less penalties because, let's face it, you end up, if you exceed track limits, you're ending up in the wall. So let's hope FaZe can do a bit better. We got Ryan Cow in the Scuderia Ferrari in 6th, Andre in 7th in the Mercedes, Rom in 8th, Unicorn Wi-Fi Unicorn Power in 9th, and Chappie Chow 10th. Now qualifying has finished. Andre did improve on his time, but not enough to move him up position. He's only 17 thousandths of a second behind Ryan, but those soft tyres are going to be degrading at about 5 to 8% on a hot lap, so I'm going to be asking if the driver was worth it. Andre, I know, is a fantastic tactician, so I'm sure he's going to make this work for him, and I can be sure there's going to be at least one safety car in this race, so always able to make safety cars work for you. Like I remember I was racing recently at China and I made the mediums, which should have lasted about 16 laps, lasted lap 22 on a 28 lap race. I only pitted earlier because of a VSC optimal timing, so safety cars will play a big difference in this race, I'm absolutely sure of that. But we've got literally the last drivers coming through the last few turns now, and we will shortly be getting on with the race. So guys, I'm going to just take a quick break, get a drink, and I will be right back. Thanks. Sorry guys, brilliant, thank you so much, FaZe. I didn't realise my mic was muted, so thank you on the YouTube stream for letting me know. I was saying, some fantastic performances here. Every driver in the top 10 besides Andre having gained positions, obviously FaZe having issues, as well as the Interpet, as well as Chappie Cho, Nigel down in 17th, and JFC as well, who started, if I remember correctly, JFC started in 2nd position behind Swoosh. So let's see what happens here for the next few laps. But once again, thank you so much, FaZe, for let me know. As I did say during the warm-up lap, I'm expecting a one-stop strategy here, but let's see what sort of times you guys set, as well as what we're looking to predict. Now DRS has been labelled, so what are we looking at in terms of intervals now? Wow, I mean, there is no such thing as the DRS trainer here. We've got Ryan Cow in the Scuderia right on the back of Lewis in the Alpine. This should be a pretty easy overtake for the Scuderia driver, even on the medium solo tyres with DRS and DRS. Now Lewis being very sensible there, he didn't decide to use the DRS to defend, and at this stage of the race I think that's very sensible, because Baku is not a circuit where ERS deployment and recovery, more importantly recovery, is easy. You do have to be sensible. This is not a 5-lap race, it is a 26-lap race. And do you want to be using it all in the first couple of laps? Me, no. I use it to overtake. I don't use it to defend on street circuits. Like the likes of, say, I don't know, I forget who said this, I know Monaco's a street circuit, but obviously a lot of corners. As well as, say, Monza. I use it more to defend on Monza because I find a lot of drivers superior to me in terms of speed, but when I can utilise my ERS, I stay ahead of them. And then the slow sections, like sector 2, I set up more downforce so that the sector 2, Ascari and Parabolica, I can take cleaner. So it's about knowing your track, but always we see is have to lift off the throttle there. Now he is getting on the ERS to try and bridge the gap to Ryan, who is already 8/10 of a second ahead. But where are we? So who am I watching out for now? Wow, okay, Lewis, I'm presuming has wing damage. Let's stay on board with him because I'm intrigued by this very early stop. I know actually he did a couple of laps during yes, it is wing damage, so Lewis is pitting onto the mediums. Really? I'm stunned by that. I'm stunned by that because I don't see the mediums lasting 22 laps, so I guess Lewis is banking on a safety car at some point. Either to pit onto Sauce, he's maybe doing a soft strategy rather than hard strategy, which in a sense I do understand because the soft around here are a lot slower. So let's see what's going on. Now I can see we've still only got 6 people watching, which is a shame, but let's have a look. Any comments going on? Let's have a quick look, guys. So go away. Live chat. Here we go. So I'm getting the updates on the live chat, guys. If you do have any comments, do feel free to let me know. But sitting on board with Swoosh Rider, who is currently 5 seconds ahead of Rom, who is still putting out a decent gap over Ryan Cow. But Ryan Cow, ooh, touching there the barrier coming out of the last turn in sector 2. Is that going to give him wing damage, and will this give his teammate Wi-Fi Unicorn Power the opportunity to progress? Let's see. Where's the battles? We've got a decent DRS train behind, and wow, Wolves F1 up in the Haas, up to 6th place from 20th. Right so far, DOTD and Jiggle Fingers right on the back of Unicorn Power. I think Unicorn Power did sustain damage and will be pitting now, yes. So coming out last turn in sector 2, I do think he got wing damage and he's going to be pitting. But this moves Jiggle Fingers in the McLaren, in the Mercedes, and Wolves F1 up to 4th and 5th respectively. Now my two favourite teams battling against one another. I mean, what as a commentator could you ask for? Let's see what can Wolves do. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. Now forgive me, I can't see this is, but I'm going to presume that's the McLaren of either Andre or the Mercedes of F1, and well, I'm sure we'll see as we see Pengu Slayer heading towards the pits. but still, no safety cars. Lap by the 26 here at the Baku Street Circuit for Delta Page Racing, and not a single safety car. Now, I can see there's retirement in the pits. It is a mistake. No, it's not. Right, so I thought it was a... Let's have a look here. F1 Immortal. So I believe that yellow flag was F1 Immortal pitting into the pits. Brilliant. Well, I've just had a comment from Chris Amoof. Again, thank you, Chris, for joining in. Now, I'll be honest, Chris, I was expecting a safety car by this point because league racing, street circuits, I think I'm saying it's a training driver circuit, training drivers at Baku, I was expecting safety car lap 1. We didn't get it. 3 safety cars I don't see happening now because there are some good gaps. Drivers, once we get through the first couple of laps, are sensible. They get more strategic about their overtakes rather than just trying to gain positions for the heck of it. So, safety cars, 1. I expect a safety car because I do expect at least one driver is going to choose to either go full throttle through the last chicane before the final straight in sector 3, or someone will have picked up wing damage in the castle section and will lose a wheel or terminally damage their car pre-sector 3. So do I think a safety car will happen? Yes. Tyre strategy, I mean, we're already seeing pit stops. Let's have a look. We've got a few. Everyone outside the top 8 has not pitted, but everyone 8th position and down has. We see some drivers having already done 2 pit stops in JFC Burrito, F1 Immortal and Ice 1, who's already been overlapped. But the top drivers, Swoosh Rider for example, will do 1 stop. It will be a case of when, not if, obviously, because I think Swoosh will end up getting to the point where he'll make these mediums last. Medium tides will last well around the circuit, but the softs will not. So will he be able to do that? And Kieran Barr has retired. Let's see where. I mean, I'm surprised by this. Kieran has lost it out of the castle section. I mean, we saw Swoosh Strider overlapping him, and I guess he just lost it into the walls. So, strategies. I'm going to make educated guess. Let's have a look at tyres. The top 7 are on mediums from start. 1 stop. As I say this, Ryan Cow has lost it. Where is Ryan Cow? He has lost it out of the fast chicane in sector 3. So Ryan Cow is going to need to pit. He will have wing damage. There's no doubt about that. So top 5, top 6, Bennett up into 6th position now. 1 stop if they don't mess it up in that sector. It's so easy to over accelerate out of the start of sector 3 into the final chicane. Now, as we can see, Ryan plummeting down the field. Wolves F1, I mean, wow, has gained 18 positions. This is crazy. 18 positions up for Wolves. Jiggle and Jordan up 9 places, as well as Tommy. So, I mean, fantastic. As JFC Burrito sets the fastest lap. And here's the great thing about Baku. What is the final position going to be? Right now, JFC Burrito holds the fastest lap. He's 46 seconds behind the leader. But he's pitted. So, where is this race is going to go? I don't know. See, Kieran has left the session. But first time in the race in lap 7. Some fantastic racing there as we sit on board with Wolves, and Vom gets a 3-second penalty for track limits. Easy thing to do around Baku, but is it hard? Like, I think France is a much easier circuit to corner car on because of how wide it is. With street circuits, you're a lot easier. And the iPhone gets out of the way of Wolves to allow Wolves to overlap the driver. I think Ice 1 may be pitting. I think Ice 1 does have wing damage. F1 Immortal has retired. What happened to F1 Immortal? Let's have a look. He's lost it on, I'm going to presume, F1 Immortal retiring in the pits. That is actually a shame. It's a shame when drivers retire in the pits, but I do understand the frustration of racing. Also, information that Wolves F1 is there in Division 2, but he's in Division 1. Ah, brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Chris. even though Chris can't be here to join us with the commentary, he is very active on my YouTube page. So thank you so much, Chris. And I can see Wolves is closing in on Swoosh Rider, but they're both on fresh mediums. Have run the tyres all race long. I think Swoosh has got the pace and the ability and the intelligence to stay ahead of Wolves. Chris, what's your opinion, my friend? So just going through sector 2 now on board of Ice One, who's keeping up the trickle figures now. I mean, this is the thing you hate to see, is that drivers, oh wow, both of whom cutting the corner into the castle section. Very dangerous there, as Ice One really getting his lines wrong. I thought he was going up in the wall there. But both drivers cutting the corner into the castle section. So I mean, how much time is to be gained there? Like, I personally run more downforce in sector 2 for sector 2. I would rather get past on the straights, because like the thing I find about Baku is you will lose a lot more time in sector 2 than you could potentially gain in the straights. And if you're, I guess it does depend on what sort of driver you are. If you're an attacking driver, you want to be able to attack in sectors 1 and 3, but for me, I'm a defensive driver, as I'm sure a lot in the league are aware. So once I get ahead of you, you are not passing me, and if I've got the speed through sector 2 and you don't, and you do not, well, there's only one thing happening, I'm losing you, as is the case now with Jiggle between him and Ice One. Like, I'm on board with Ice One, and you can just about see Jiggle maybe 2.5 seconds ahead of him, so it really is a case. But I mean, wow, I'm guessing Wolves F1 has had a bit of a whip. No, Swoosh Strider has pitted. Has he pitted? Swoosh Strider has pitted onto the soft here. Now, I mean, I'm surprised by that. For me, the natural progression here would have been medium hard, but I presume Swoosh here is predicting that he can gain more time doing a 2-stop strategy, medium soft off. But he does have traffic to pass, as we see Jordan Norris losing a bit of traction now at turn 6, coming into the castle section now. Swoosh and Norris really struggling on these tyres. I think Swoosh is not going to struggle to get past him, but let's have a look at ERS. Jordan 70% ERS, really holding it together for the sake of defending, and I think with the last sector, ERS is going to be required to defend, because I mean 20 to 30 kilometers an hour is a big difference down a flat out straight. So let's see what Jordan does here now. In my mind, lap 9, I'm in third, I'm pitting onto the hard, and I'm going for the 1-stop, because I've got a faster driver on the fresh softs behind me. I don't want to lose time defending against him. I want to get on soft tyres, as we see Swoosh having to brake into the last chicane to avoid contact with the wall. What is Norris going to do? Moves over to the left, he's pitting. Now, I don't know if he's watching my stream. I hope not, because I don't want to influence races by commentary, but I think that was a very sensible decision. But Jordan has not pitted, so that means he's not watching my stream. He did not want to battle Swoosh, who knows the fast driver, on a different strategy to him. At the end of the day, if Jordan is going medium hard, he's got 19 seconds to play on Swoosh, so Swoosh has to get 19 seconds in 16 laps. Possible, yes, but in any league race, safety car comes out in the next couple of laps, he's going to be in problems. He will have to pit onto the mediums and then go the race with them. So guys, I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. I am Pete WB, reserving sort of kind of a bit for Chris Amu here in the Delta Pace round 3 at Baku. Fantastic race so far. I've really enjoyed commentating on it. Hope you guys are as well, enjoying my commentary. And once again, thank you to the Andre and Kusumi for inviting me to do comms. I'm really enjoying being a part of this league again, so thanks again, guys. Now guys, I will be honest, I've seen some having a problem with my internet at home, in the sense of I cannot view comments on my stream, so I'm trying to resolve this situation, but Anyone who is commentating on my stream and I can't see, my apologies. So I can see now Wolves has pitted, and I'm presuming going to the hard tyres for the remainder of the race. Moving Sui Strider up into second position in the race. So we've currently got Nigel C7 on the mediums and the Haas team up to 5th. Having gained a lot of positions from the early start, having to pit quite early on in lap 2 or 3. So yeah, I believe lap 2. So doing a very good position battle there for the Haas team. Now surprisingly, we have got Wolves has decided to put onto the soft tyres between Jiggle Fingers running very wide. And wow, I mean, the acceleration out that corner from Sui Strider, that was incredible. That was absolutely incredible, the speed he out of turn 6. It was like Jiggle Fingers wasn't even there. I couldn't believe that. So, I mean, still not a single safety car here at round 3 of Baku. And this is some great racing, I must admit. So let's have a look at intervals. Let's watch a couple of battles. So obviously Jiggle Fingers is going to have, hopefully, I don't think he's going to have DRS. So are there any DRS battles going on? Let's have a look. I mean, that's kind of incredible in that there are 18 drivers on the track and not a single driver within DRS range of driver ahead of them. So I mean, we will stay on board with the battle for potentially first. Sui Strider pulling away from Jiggle Fingers. We're on lap 11 of 26 here at the Baku Street Circuit for round 3 of Division 2 at Dr. Pesh Racing. So I'm going to take a 30-second break, guys. Thank you so much for joining in on my stream, and I'll be right back. Right guys, I am back. Thank you so much for joining in and staying on the stream. So right now I can see a very good battle for 4th place heating up between Jordan, Nigel and Wolves of the Alpine driver. Gonna need to defend hard against the two Haas drivers. The Haas driver of Wolves coming up the inside of Wolves, got DRS and DRS wide open. Nigel saving his very sensibly. Wolves setting the fastest lap of the race in a 142. 0.333, excuse me guys. Halfway through the race now. 2 retirements, so well done to all the drivers. Whoa, excuse me, sorry guys, it's been a very long day. So sitting on board here, we got, like I said, I think we had a pit stop in Jiggle Fingers. Jiggle Fingers has bit onto the hard tyres for the remainder of the race, put in Wolves and Nigel in 3rd and 4th in the Haas. So good points right now for the Haas, but do I think Nigel will need to pick in? Yes, which would potentially see him drop, I'm gonna say, to 7th. Andre in 6th, sorry 7th. Jiggle Fingers in 6th, Chappie Cho in 5th. Who I believe Chappie Cho and Andre will both need to pick in. Do I see the mediums lasting 22, 23 laps? No, but anything is possible, so let's see how it goes. No, I mean, I'm just stunned by the fact From his 6 seconds behind Swiss Strider, he's got 100% ERS. Utilise it, mate. Coming through the last chicane, did have to get on the brakes to avoid any collisions, but was he able to do on his straight? Constantly gaining on switch and pits. Right, I'm sorry that confused me big time, because 6 lap old softs. Am I pitting off of them? No, I don't think I am, but to each his own. Rob has P. Wolf setting the fast separator 142.245. 235, sorry. As we see Chico Fingers got inside. Oh, Chapicho coming out of on the fresh hires. Yeah, I remember Chico Fingers picked last episode. Chico Fingers coming out and getting past Chapicho, who is going to be on the outside on the racing line, but easing off to avoid a collision sensible driving there by Chapicho, I think. This is, we are only halfway through the race, and damage that would ruin his race. So 12 laps to go here at Baku. As we see Chapicho colliding with the wall there, colliding with the wall now. Where is Wolves F1? Already 4 seconds ahead of Nitro now. Is Wolves F1 going to need to pick again? I would suspect so. He's on softs. If he couldn't make mediums last for 14 laps, he's not making the softs last for 14 laps. So right now, I would put Jiggle Power as the de facto leader with just 12. Sorry, these are intervals and not leader. So right now, even in first, I think Swiss Strider is going to be leader. He is, if we do not see a safety car, and hopefully we don't, Swiss is currently 23 seconds ahead of Jiggle Fingers. So if he can maintain any damage, not get any, and you've got Wolves on 3 lap old softs, is he going to be able to go 14 laps on them? No, I don't think so. And Nigel on 12 lap old mediums, definitely going to be able to do. He's 24 seconds ahead of his fastest driver. As we see JSD Brito retiring, and looks like a pit lane retirement, so we'll see. But so he's 23 seconds ahead of the next driver, who I think can feasibly make it through to the end of the race. Now Swoosh is obviously on softs, which will be faster than the hards, and then we'll be pitting onto fresh softs, which will be, I would say, at least 2.5-3 seconds a lap faster. So is Swoosh got the potential to win this? Yes. Let's see if he can do it. We've got 11 laps to go here at Baku. Once again, thank you to all the drivers who are tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the race and the commentary. I am Pete W, sorry, and once again I'm always enjoying my commentary on the stream. Thank you so much for watching it in and also favouring the stream. It is much appreciated. Just now, and I called it. Retirement, I'm going to presume in JFC Brito has brought out a safety car, because all of the other drivers had, no, I believe it might be Ice One who is retired, bringing out a safety car. So Swoosh doing the right thing, getting straight back onto the mediums, which will last him the rest of the race. Wolves continue. Oh no, Wolves in the pits as well. So this is going to be an hour. What? No, I really do hope. Why? I'm sorry, I'm done by Jiggle Fingers' point of view there. He could have easily got out in second or third. The hard tyres are not going to wear as fine. Go mediums, and he has pitted onto mediums. So let's see how that works out for him for the rest of the race. But would I have done that now? So we are under safety car regulations, guys. I will be right back. Thank you very much. Also, anyone that's watching, let's have some votes for driver of the day. I know who my vote would probably go to, but let's have some votes for driver of the day, guys, on the stream. Once again, I hope you're enjoying it. Thank you. Okay guys, you can see obviously we're now back to Green Out Racing very soon. So let's see what these final 8 laps bring here at the Baku Street Circuit. We are now under through Strider being a de facto safety car, and he will decide when to drop the bump and go for it. Still sliding. Walls does not want to give him any space to launch as Switch goes for it. There's not much of a gap there, only a quarter of a second right now. Several penalties racking up during that safety car stage. So seeing, let's get into full groups. Sorry guys. So how's it going looking? We're now heading towards that 20, just 6 laps to go here at the Baku Street Circuit. We've got through Strider in first, Wolves in second, Rob in third, Nigel C7 in fourth. And Jiggle Fingers in fifth, Jordan Norris in sixth, Championship seventh, Ryan Cow in eighth, Andre in ninth, and Unicorn Wi-Fi Power with a couple of some penalties in 10th. Now let's have a look at the penalty situation. So you can see we've got Rum and Jiggle with 3 seconds. Got Unicorn Power 5-second penalty, and Pengu Slayer with a 3-second penalty. Obviously, a safety car to catch. Just watching the battle currently for first between Wolves and Switch Strider. This is getting very intense now, so not many other battles besides the battle between FaZe and Jordan. Let's stick on board with that one. I think coming into good line there. Battle drivers giving themselves enough space to get around the corner cleanly, and FaZe moving up to 8th position, so running a bit wide there at the first turn in set 3, but to no penalty, so currently 1.2 seconds behind Unicorn Wi-Fi Power. It's on Cypher. Let's have a look at the situation time. So when is the soft tires going to lose the advantage over the mediums is the question. Obviously right now 3 laps in, they're not going to be digging too hard, but in a couple of laps potentially, I mean, with tyre deck being so rapid around this circuit, it can be a very quick drop off. So let's have a look. We've still got Wolves and Swoosh battling for first, so what can 2 drivers here produce? Andre has retired, our league admin, and our second safety car race now. If you're one of the front drivers, are you pitting him? I'm not. Wow, and we've got a DSQ for Reece Ross, who's been out of... Where is Reece? Reece has dropped about the pack in the AlphaTauri, but has been disqualified for being parked in the wrong direction. So, a lot of action here going on in the last few laps of the Baku street circuit. Now, what are you doing as a front driver here? Now, personally, I'm staying out of the mediums because I'd rather stay out in front than risk the traffic. The top two drivers do not need to pit here. Wolves obviously reserving tier 1, Swoosh going for back-to-back wins here into 2. What can the drivers reduce, but do they need to pit? No. I'm sure Wolves will. He has nothing to gain by not, because obviously he is a tier 1 driver, but has chosen to stay out, and we're going to get to see Vom dropping down the order as he chooses to pit. So, I'm not surprised to see Ryan Cow and Jordan Norris also pitting on the off of the hard tyres and onto the softs. Let's see what these actually laps like. Down to the last 4 laps here at Baku. And we are back racing, guys, I think. Nope, still 1 lap to go, so I saw drivers speeding up. I thought we were back racing now. I'm surprised here we're going to have 3 laps racing, so those drivers with penalties, Jiggle Fingers, Unicorn, Wi-Fi Power. Like, with Unicorn, I'm surprised any driver with a 5-second penalty under the safety car, late on, I pet. I want that removed. So, I'm very surprised to see that Unicorn Power has not pitted, because to gain even 5 seconds over 10th and he's in 6th, it's going to be very difficult for 3 laps to do. However, and he would have only dropped to 13th or worse, so I'm surprised, but we've got Swoosh in first, Wolves in second, Nigel C7 in third, Jiggle Fingers in fourth with a 3-second penalty, Chapachov fifth, Unicorn Wi-Fi Power in 6th. I Lewis in 7th, Pengu Slayer in 8th, Bennett in 9th, Fomp in 10th, Jordan Norris in 11th, Ryan Cow in top, and last but not surely not least, Baseman Bock in 13th, who has kept a clean slate today for penalties, not a single penalty for track impingements. Obviously last week at France we saw, I think, 27 or 24 seconds, so I'm sure we will be getting going again shortly. Safety car will be deeming to get back in for to allow a few laps of racing before the end of the race. Hopefully no more safety cars after this. I don't think actually last week a safety car is permitted simply because of the time remaining. Because obviously the lap it happens, say it happens on lap 24 and then you got lap 25 behind the safety car and then lap 26 straight. I don't think the game actually allows that, which I guess in a way is good because let's face it, it's not like a real circuit where if a driver smashes out around the last chicane their life is in danger. So yeah, let's see, we've now got the safety car coming in for that. Swoosh will become the de facto safety car and will decide when to put the throttle down. So we're going to start on board with Wolves F1 to see when that happens. I don't see Swoosh doing it at the same time as he did last time because it's predictable. So let's see what happens here. We've got 3 laps to go here at Baku. Once again being a fantastic performance by our drivers and a lot of enjoyment, but for me as a commentator here, as we see Swoosh put the throttle down into one Wolves defending from his teammate Nigel on the front side as we see Jiggle Fingers down the inside of Nigel coming into turn 2 for the final podium position. Nigel now under threat from Chappie Cho. Nigel plummeting down the grid from 3rd to 5th already with Jiggle and Chappie Cho and Unicorn Power diving up the inside. I'm surprised there wasn't contact there between the Haas and the Scuderia Ferrari driver. But Nigel holding his own. Wi-Fi Unicorn Power wanted to gain positions knowing he's on the fresher softs, but there is obviously a time and a place to do it, and going into turn 3 at 200 miles an hour, I'm not sure that is the place, but let's see. We have got a yellow flag in sector 2. Looks like one of the Aston Martins, maybe Pengu. No, it looks like VCOM. Yep, Rob has lost it in sector 2 and he's now down and has retired from the race. There will be no more safety cars. We only have 2 laps of this race to go, but Rob now down and nearly half of the grid has retired in this street circuit race for dark pace racing at the Baku street circuit. So get back on board with a battle for first. Swoosh and Wolves in a league of their own already, nearly, well, Swoosh 2.5 seconds ahead of 3rd place Jiggle. Wolves will have DRS going into the last lap of the race. We do obviously have 2 mandatory laps out DRS enabled to allow gaps to build for the drivers. But going into 95-26, we have got some battles going on here for 3rd place. But Jiggle Fingers with a 3-second penalty, bearing in mind, in 3rd, and I would say 5 drivers within those 3 seconds. Let's have a look. So, yeah, 5 drivers. So 7th position, currently being within his 3-second bracket by Unicorn Wi-Fi Power. In 6th position, does have a 5-second penalty. So let's see what happens here in the last couple of laps. Like I said, do have Wolves, who is just 4/10 of a second and gaining on Swoosh. Let's see if he can make the move happen into sector 3. It does not look like it's going to be happening, but let's see. Now I'm 2 laps in, and Wolves has already deployed all of his ERS deployment availability and still unable to get past Swoosh, as we've seen Wolves, as I was expecting but didn't want to announce on my stream, heading into the pits to retire from the session, which should, in all fairness, give Swoosh the way through, as we see Chappie Cho drive right up deep in the inside of Jiggle Fingers, but outbreaking himself. Now Chappie Cho being sensible here. Oh no, all he's got to do is hold off Nigel. It's not going to be easy. it won't, because Nigel is a very fast driver, top 2 last week, on for a podium again this week. But Chapicho also is not one of those drivers in the league. He is quick, he is stable, and it's going to be interesting. Now Chico Fingers does have a 3-second penalty to contend, so how much of a fight is Chico Fingers going to put up? Right now he's currently sitting in 5th after you look at Delta, but would he be better off allowing these guys pass so that he gets that slipstream to avoid dropping more position, because the gap between Jiggle in 2nd is and Unicorn Wi-Fi Power is 4 seconds, so it's just gained a bit, but I think Jiggle, Chapicho and Nigel have done enough to secure their positions. So let's see what happens here. Unicorn Wi-Fi Power will drop 5 seconds as well, so this will potentially drop him a position, but I'm not sure now. Chapicho moving to the Jiggle, sorry, now we've got Nigel and Chappie battling for effectively 2nd position. Is Nigel going to be able to get this? We're going to sit on board with swoosh right over as he takes his 2nd win in 2 races. A fantastic battle there. And Nigel, what's going to happen here? Wow! Wow, I mean, I don't know what to say there, just wow. I don't know where Ryan came from, but he came from somewhere, and he got 2nd. I thought going to last lap, Chapicho and Nigel would get this podium position, but no. Ryan Cow has delivered the impossible in my eyes. He set the 2nd fastest lap of the race to do it, and he's claimed 2nd. 18 points for the Scuderia Ferrari driver, with Chapicho taking 3rd, Nigel 4th. Jiggle Fingers dropping from 2nd on the track to 5th, with Jordan Norris in 6th. Wi-Fi Unicorn Power in 7th. Lewis in 8th, Facebook Bot in 9th, Bennett in 10th, and Pengu Slayer running off the last of the drivers in 11th position. So that is the Delta Pace Racing League, guys, round 3 at Baku. Hope you will enjoy the session. My name is Pete W, so thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you again on the flip side, so to speak. Thanks to our driver Debbie Wolves F1, even though retiring for the race, he did put in a fantastic performance there to give us some great racing. So once again, thank you very much, and guys, have a fantastic night. It's been a privilege commentating on your race here at Baku, and I'll catch you again soon. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Take care. Bye.